The biggest risk to your privacy revealed. Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. I read a lot about various aspects of technological risk to privacy. The computers and services we use, the systems running them, the applications and the tools we rely on, they each add some kind of risk to our privacy. And yet, in my experience, the greatest risk actually has little to do with technology. We don't often consider it, yet I see privacy compromised more often due to this factor than for any other reason. The biggest risk? People. Even with semi-regular news of data breaches, hacking, and other technological intrusions, the single biggest cause for privacy-related damage boils down to nothing more than people. You're probably already making assumptions about which people to be concerned about, but I expect you're overlooking those who put our privacy most at risk every day. Let's review some of the various types of people who can compromise our privacy: hackers, governments, service providers, people we know, and ourselves. Hackers, scammers, and other ne'er-do-wells. We hear a seemingly endless stream of news and word-of-mouth reports of privacy hacks every day. It's easy to think we're under constant threat from evil villains trying to get our data. Well, in a sense, we are. There's no question that organized crime and other malicious entities have their sights set on gathering personal information and either using it for nefarious purposes directly or reselling it to those who will. While your data could fall victim to the individuals in this category, it's important to realize that they aren't interested in you as a specific individual. They care about gathering as much data as possible or scamming as many people as they can. They don't care who those people are, just that those people are vulnerable. These are the people from whom we can most easily protect ourselves by using technology and common sense. Security software of various flavors and layers, coupled with skepticism and our own smart habits, is our first best line of defense. Governments and government agencies. You may think I'm including this because I'm concerned that your government is spying on you. I'm not. Oh, it's certainly possible, and in some countries even plausible, depending on your behavior and the value to whomever might be watching. Once again, however, I strongly believe that most of us in most countries just aren't worth the effort of individual government surveillance. We're just not that interesting. Now, what makes government one of the largest threats to our privacy are the laws and the policies that they enact or fail to enact. Weak government policy and enforcement around individual rights and privacy make it easier for others, in the government or elsewhere, to access and possibly misuse our personal information. Most people don't pay attention to this unless they're already living under an oppressive regime, in which case it could be considered too late. I strongly suggest that paying attention and working within your system to ensure personal privacy rights is an important responsibility. Employees, technicians, and policymakers. Many people are concerned about big business and corporations collecting and using our personal information. I'm generally not, other than making sure government regulations are in place to protect my information, as well as corporate policies that similarly ensure my privacy, whether legally required or not. I'm generally not that concerned about the information I know is out there about me, unless those companies get hacked or otherwise compromised. That possibility comes back to the people involved. I believe the majority of breaches boil down to individual people making individual errors. Consider the software engineer with little to no security experience who is put in charge of the security of my data. All the good intentions in the world won't make up for his or her inevitable oversight, which is probably more common than we suspect. Software developers and policymakers often operate under a features-first, security-later approach that can push service development, and with it, our personal information, beyond acceptable risk. Then, once a vulnerability is discovered, the hackers mentioned earlier swoop in to take advantage of the access to our information. The most important thing you can do to secure yourself against these types of oversights is to know who you're dealing with and hold them accountable for the security of your information. Do businesses with companies with a proven track record. If you find you can't, Or if you need the services of an unproven entity, be particularly wary of the information you choose to share. Friends and family, business contacts, and associates. We share a fair amount of information without even thinking about it these days, and about thinking the consequences of exposing it. Sometimes that can be literal. People come to me concerned that their video chats might be intercepted by someone. As it turns out, the person they most need to be concerned about when they find themselves being blackmailed, it's the individual at the other end of the conversation. The fact is, no technology can protect you from the people you choose to share your information with. Any technology can be circumvented in one form or another by the recipient. If it can be seen, it can be copied, even if it's just taking a picture of the computer screen with your sensitive details displayed. And of course, once something is posted publicly, and let's be clear, all social media is public regardless of your privacy settings, it cannot be recalled. This is probably the single most common cause of privacy violations that I've encountered over the many years I've been doing this. Not big business or government, not massive data breaches, not malware, not even ransomware, but one-to-one interactions in which the individuals share too much and later regret it. The risk is only growing on social media, which creates an illusion of intimacy and safety while nothing of the sort exists. You are the biggest risk to your own privacy. By sharing too much on social media, trusting too easily when some stranger calls telling you your computer has a problem, or reaching out to the wrong people in times of technological crisis, the biggest risk of all comes back to you. And that's great. Now, why, after all that gloom and doom about how our privacy can be compromised, am I so excited to point the finger at you? Because the one thing you have control over is yourself. You can become more knowledgeable. You can make better decisions. You can take responsibility for your privacy from here on out. There's no requirement that you become a Luddite and walk away from technology in general. Lord knows I've certainly not done that. What's required is simple awareness, mindfulness, if you will, of exactly what, where, and with whom you share. The last one is the most important. Your privacy is all about the people you share with. Awareness is key, along with a healthy dose of skepticism and maybe a dash of cynicism. Always think twice about what you're sharing and with whom. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/27036. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.